You're locked in and vibing right here, so it's time for the guest DJ of the week. Keep it smooth, turn it up and carry on, cause the rhythm just a flow.
All right, happy Sunday. I know y'all missed me for my 1 week gone, but shout out to Sin Clark, who is a real professional, because I was just listening to the radio the little ad she did, and I was like, oh shoot, that's Sin. So I returned. Your boy Khari Edwards has returned from a long trip, Cleveland to Fort Lauderdale to Puerto Rico to Tampa to Puerto Rico in the rain. So again, I'm with my man DJ Hut, and y'all just gonna be hearing me and Hut tonight. We ain't got no guest. It's a rainy day. No one wanted to come on, so I'm gonna figure out how that's gonna work. But I said to Hut, rainy day, people watching Netflix. I need to get people out there cheer. So if anybody doesn't know, my favorite soca artist is Skinny Fabulous. Anytime I hear him, anytime I go see him, he brings life to me. So I'm gonna bring life today. Skinny Fabulous, DJ Hut.
DJ Hut.
Boom! All the fans of soca, I want. Let me see you put your hands in the air right now and push them up and up and up, up and up, up and up. When you see we hands gone up and up, up and up, up and up. Everybody hands gone up and up, up and up, up and up. When you see we hands gone up and up, up and up, up and up.
I need Skinny at this show. Somebody get Skinny Fabulous to come to my show.
We know what people business. And if I put them out now quick, around here we don't support no mischief. Cause it's party time, we can't miss this. Boom, no stress how we say, but we want rum. Up in here, they back we too chill while we calm down. Up in here, we not going to live till it's all done. Up in here, find a girl and jump cause we want one. And we hands go up and up and up, up and up, up and up. When you see we hands go up and up, up and up, up and up. Everybody hands go up and up.
I needed this on the airplane, Hut. I needed this on the airplane.
I see girls wind their body slow. I see girls winding up, winding up. 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 I see girls, I see fun. I see winding up in the sun. I see 10 bottle of rum. DJ start the thing, let me jump. Cause I see girls, I see fun. I see winding up in the sun. I see 10 girls to a man. DJ start the thing, let me rum and shake. When my team touch down, everything get wild. Happy, yeah, what they calling me, Mr. Happy Papi, Mr. Happy Papi, cause I ever happy, yeah. Stress for what? No, no, no. Vex for what? No, no, no. Press for what? No, no, no. Nothing can get to me. Fret for what? No, no, no. Regret for what? No, no, no. Upset for what? No, no, no. Nothing can get to me. Problems, I don't have no problems. Any issue that I face, I let the Almighty solve them. Life too sweet, I can't complain. The only constant is the change, and we go touch the road again. I go drink water and mind my business. Mind my business.
Pull that up, Hut. Bring that one back.
go drink water and mind my business. Mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. Mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Mind my business. Drink water and mind my business.
Watch your step. Hey girlfriend, go down in the center.
Oh, Joe.
Go down in the center. Go down in the center. Early Juve morning, waiting for the sun to rise.
This is like my second favorite song, though. I can't lie.
Hey, mud down and a oil down. Most likely I'm in disguise. GB, 1. Now I wanna get on bad. 2. Now I wanna jam in the center. 3. Girl, where you belt it back. 4. I wanna jam on your bumper. When I get this feeling is cause trouble. Let me start the bacchanal. Cock up your foot, put your 2 hand on your head. We come out here early to run it red. I drunk with pride and I don't see no bed. Nobody can tell me to stop. Hey girlfriend, go down in the center. Go down in the center. Go down in the center. Go down in the center.
All right, holiday. So first, shout out, happy Veterans Day to all those who serve for this country, all those who serve for their country. Tuesday is a holiday. It's a very interesting concept that they don't just let the Monday go, so I could have taken the day off, even though I still had to be here. Wanted to shout out just the overwhelming support that, you know, the listeners gave IRIE Jam yesterday, and just the overwhelming support that we have seen from the Caribbean diaspora in this support of Jamaica, in this support of Cuba, and this support of parts of the Dominican Republic, because I've never seen anything like this. I've worked for the government a long time, and realistically, when we had these issues, these earthquakes and hurricanes in Haiti, it took so much to get our government, and I'm gonna talk about local government, in, you know, shout out to Nick Perry back in the day for doing this, but just seeing what the Jamaica-thon did yesterday was impactful again. So shout out to all those who were there. And I saw DJ Roy dancing, which if somebody get me video of that, I need to put that on my Instagram. So we're here today, again, no guest, even though, you know, Hut is no longer a guest, he's always here. But what I wanted to just talk about is names. What's in a name? So the joke is, when I was born, I was given the name Khari, right? In some places, it's Khari. In some places, Khari. My mother called me Khari. Trinidadian called me Khari. But I realized that as I got older, if you knew me a long time, my name was Khari. And you started to meet me later, it was Khari. It was Khari. When I ran for office, it was Khari. So my wife would be like, you know, at some point you got to choose a name. I'm going to stick with Khari just for this Hut. I think Carry On, it sounds right. But the reason I'm trying to get into this is what's in a name. So, you know, when I went to Ghana last year, I started speaking, you know, I learned that the day that you were born, Hut, you know what day you were born? Like the actual day? Thursday. So the day that you were born in Ghana, they give you a name to signify your greatness. So I think you're Kufi. No, or Kwame? No, I think you're Kwame. Just like our mayor. But, so you get that name, and now that name sticks with you throughout your life. So we're talking about literally what's in a name. And so, and the children's name, Sydney and Kellen. Now, Hut's a wise man, right? His wife's name is Sabrina. Can I say that on air? His wife's name is Sabrina. I don't want to get in trouble. So when I see Sabrina Smalls with an S, small, and I see her resume, I don't automatically think that she's an African-American Caribbean woman, right? When I see Khari Edwards, there's a little ethnicity. So my son's name is Ethan Edwards. When I see that, that sounds like a good, proper English name. And I'm getting to the point about it while what I'm talking about in terms of what comes into a name. There's this young lady named Aaliyah Jones, 26 years old. You guys may have heard of her. What she ended up doing was catfishing other folks on LinkedIn. Black women's corporate catfishing on LinkedIn exposed bias in hiring, right? This was in Black Enterprise this month. And what this young lady basically did was change her appearance, change her name, same qualifications in order to get a job. So we know like Trump trying to cut D&I and, you know, trying to make sure that our black people or the people with the ethnic names don't get the job even though we're qualified. This young lady flipped this thing upside down. So I got to get her on the show. But it just made me think about it because Ethan's my oldest child. I basically named him Ethan. It was back and forth, not realizing that's the 6th most popular name in the world, good Jewish name, and a good English last name, that when you see his resume, you're not looking at his ethnicity, you're looking at his credentials. And so I want people to really get into this conversation because the reality of it is that where we are now, do we get caught up in the fact of how we name our children? Well, how did these names come about? If you guys ever watch TV like me, the progressive commercials when the kids are coming up on a pageant and they're named after the what do you call it? The car wash, or they're named after the tanning salon. That was a big thing a few years ago. But just speaking again about this young woman and what she basically had to do to change people's minds was disturbing to me. And then I started to break down everybody's name that I know. It goes into this long thing. My wife's name is Jamila. That means beauty in Arabic. But would Jamila get a job? I don't know. If your name is Chris, like Chris Jones, would you get a job? More than likely. And so part of where I think what I wanted to talk about today is how do we still remain ourselves in this understanding that our name means something to us, but in the world at large, our name could be something to hold us back. And I'm going to shout out our new mayor, Zoran Mamdani, and the fact that he always used Kwame, given that name Kwame by his father because of the first president of Ghana, but the reality of how that affects how we looked at him. When him and Cuomo were debating, they kept getting his name wrong. That pisses me off too all the time, by the way. Don't call me Curry. You can call me Khari, call me Khari, call me Khari. Just don't call me Curry. But some of the things that we talk about in names are crazy. And so what this young lady had to do to change the narrative, do we think is really gonna make a difference? Do we really think that if your name it rhymes good on a resume, that you get phone calls for that? I don't know, Jeremy, do we have a number? I don't know if anybody gonna call in, but is there a number I could give somebody? Because I'm curious if somebody gonna call me today, because I ain't really asked nobody to call me. But I want to know people's perspective on this, or whether or not this name thing is real. How have they been affected by it, or do you think people look at your credentials? I know most of us are gonna say no, but there are some folks that may say, yeah, my credentials, I went to Harvard Law, you know, I went to Princeton, that may make something. I'm part of a fraternity or sorority, that may make something. But I'm just wondering if my name is like, I don't know, give me a name, man. Give me a name. I don't even know. Give me just like a wild name. I want to say Moet Shandon because I know I'm going to piss some people off. But if my resume said Moet Shandon Jones, was I getting, okay, you're right. Violence, You're right. Names do count. Wait, hold on. Jeremy just gave me the number. You just texted it to me, but I'm on live, so I can't see nothing. The number is, Jeremy, 877 888 546 8742. 888 546 8742. So if y'all are listening, y'all want to call in, I don't have a mind having the discussion about that because you're right, names do count, but I'm trying to see in what circumstance. Does it help? What are the things that you need to put on your resume so that somebody actually looks at your application? Do we just block out our names? How do we get further? Because again, I like Moet. There's a lot of Moets. Moet Shandon Jones. That could be, that's deep. That's deep. Moet Shandon Jones says African-American teenage mom. But is it the parent's fault? Is it the parent's fault? Did the parent find, like we all got good English names, right? We came from slavery, English, Netherlands, whatever, so we got those names locked in. The reality of it is, though, as we grow up, do we start to say, hey, look, we as parents, somebody just called? Oh, shoot. How do I tag them in? Oh, good evening. You are on Khari on. Who am I speaking to?
Good evening, Khari. This is Kara.
Hey, Kara. How are you?
Hi. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being our first caller. I know you got something to say about this, girl. I know you got something to say about this.
I do. Okay. You want to ask me questions or you want me to just go ahead?
No, I need you to go ahead. I need the full, unabridged, how you feel about this name thing.
I mean, so people have their thoughts on whether or not a name on a resume will get calls back or not get calls back. I have never had an issue getting calls back with my name. What I have had, though, are people who want to add on to my name, right? So they see me and they maybe want to call me La Cara instead of Cara, or Shakara instead of Cara. And all of those are beautiful names, and whoever's parents named them that, I love that for them. But I think people see me and assume that I have a certain type of name, and when I don't, they're taken aback.
That's deep because you're right. I mean, and it's deep. So, whew. And I'm glad you brought that up, right? Because I do think that names do designate for people assumptions in their mind. But then before they even know your name, if they look at you and they say, oh, she must be right? Or this must be that name. But I guess my question, and also to the other listeners, like when your parents named you, right, the sincerity of them naming you as a child, was it something that you felt it was their responsibility to think generations ahead when you had to now all of a sudden get a job, or if you have nappy hair versus straight hair, or if you're light skin versus dark skin? Like, do you think that part of parenting was a responsibility? Because I didn't think it. I just love the way Ethan Edwards flowed, right? But my daughter's name, obviously, is Nia, N-I-A, but I added an H to make it different. And so in my mind, I'm like, does that affect? So do you, so give me that thought process. Do you think it's a responsibility of a parent to be like, this is the society in which we live, now my child has to?
That's a good question. I think that parents should be intentional when they are naming their children. There is a school of thought that having a certain type of name could mean that you would not be hired. And so, right, wrong, or whatever, we live in the society that we live in. I think parents have a responsibility to name their child names that have meaning, that are beautiful to them. And if they think that there's a chance that it would cause hardship for them down the line, I think that's something that they need to take into account. I believe that that's what my parents did when they named me, but I also know that they just like the name. So it's a long conversation, but I think that parents need to think about how they allow their children to put their best foot forward, And that doesn't necessarily negate names. I'm not saying that that's the case, but I think that you should, as in trying to prepare them for the future, equip them for what they'll need.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? And it's almost a sad reality that we're in that position.
We live in the society that we live in, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I read a book of Water and Spirit written by Maladome Patrice Some, and he spoke about the depth of what a name means in your ancestral plane, as well as what it means for whatever your role in life is going to be. But he also looked at the Western society and says, okay, am I running, if you have a child in this Western society, you obviously have to assimilate to the society, and does that then take away the core of your being? So it's almost a catch-22, like the Caribbeans say, 6 of one, half dozen or another, because the reality of it is that you're right, you give them the wrong name, then they're not the wrong name. If you give them a name that you're comfortable with as it being their life versus what their life may be. But I ain't do too bad getting a job, and you ain't do too bad getting a job either, Cara, because, somebody paying us.
What I will say, though, I don't know that I agree that assimilation is necessary. I just think that you need to go into the situation with both of your eyes wide open. And you can name your child whatever you want to name your child, whatever is beautiful to you, but understand that may cause hardship or that may cause some difficulty. And as long as you're okay with equipping them in all the other ways to overcome that, name your child whatever you want. But we also live in the society that we live in.
I mean, amen to that. And thank you for being my first caller, Cara. Thank you, because this live thing actually works. I just put the live in the chat. So Trina Sunshine, I know if you about to call in, girl, before I got to go to commercial, because I know you got something to say. Carl, love you, my dear. I will see you soon. I saw Justice down there, and I think we and Justice saw Jeremy. So, I'll leave that for those who know what I'm talking about. So I will catch you later. Thank you.
Done.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
Of course.
Bye. We got any more calls, Jeremy? Nobody wanted to call in. So again, this conversation about names, how those names affect you, how those names carry with you are real. And it was just something that was on my heart after seeing again, the Black Enterprise article, Black Women's Corporate Catfishing on LinkedIn Exposed Bias in Hiring. That's real. That's real. I mean, look, they'll mess you up on a certain suit color when you show up. So that's part of the reality too. Wait, hold on. Someone said, FEC 2022, Americans don't reach our history from hieroglyph. Oh, okay, Timbuktu. We have Dark Ages, Yiddish, Jewish, and real Jewish readings altered. I mean, that's deep. But the Jewish, we got another call. How do I just click on? Line 2? Wait, 1 or 2? Is that on? Is good? Caller? Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Who am I speaking to? I can hear you. Can you hear me? Are you still there? Testing 1, 2. Did we lose her, Jeremy? So for people who don't know, every time I say Jeremy, this is Hudson. He's the DJ. You don't wave to the people, them. And Jeremy is my excellent sound engineer who is teaching me everything I got to learn because I don't know much. But I know I love you, and that may be all I... Oh, come on. She's not... Okay. I'll call back, listener, if you can. So, we have a minute before we have to go to break. We could come bring this back after the our break. But, again, what's in the name? This was part of the Carried Away segment because the reality of it is your name can elevate you, stagnate you, but it's still your name, and you should be proud of whatever your name is and live up to that thought process that your names give. So, we got to pay some bills, right, Jeremy? I'm on time today. Jeez. Okay, y'all, we will be right back with One to Grow On.
When I listening to music, it's only IRIE Jam I just listen to. We're talking about IRIE